Hello, guys. I am working on practice strokes today, and I have one of you viewers asking for dahlias. And I thought this is a different kind of petal for us to do, and I'm going to layer it. I'm going to do some apple red, daffodil yellow. I want you to see multi-surface paints. They have the label on the top. Sometimes the logo and all is different, but it's folk art multi-surface. That's what you're looking for. And you might need some folk art floating medium. And that's what I use instead of water. Okay. So a couple of things I can share with you. I do have wicker white also. There's a floating medium. See, it's like a gel. And we use that instead of water. Okay. Classic green and citrus green. And if we have time, I want to put a little bud in there for you. But I've got some art paper that I'm working with here. And I want you to say if I'm going to take and make it larger. When you paint it larger, you can see if you're getting the strokes better. It makes it easier for you. And so we have a center. So here's the center. And the center of these flowers are different. So there's some that come in like this from the middle. And I don't think you can see that too well there. And then if we look back here, you're seeing little bits. I'm just drawing this so you can kind of see what we're saying. Here's the center. Then these little ones are peeping out. And then they get bigger. And then bigger out here. All right, because it's at an angle. Right, so if I'm coming along this way, then they get bigger and bigger. All right. So if we come around here, then these petals I'm going to be focusing on are coming in here. All right. So out here, think about this. This layer's here. This is tilted. So you're seeing this. And I thought this was a pretty good view of this flower. See? But I'm going to use the reds. Right now, we could do straight on ones also, but I'm just going to start out like this. So if I put some yellow here in the middle, okay, just putting that to start with. Now I'm going to get daffodil yellow. This is a 12 flat, and I'm going to take and work in the red. All right, a little bit of medium, just because I'm on this paper. All right, so I'm going to come out here and come back in, slide out and come back in. All right, so these are the ones that are just peeping back here. Now, what I want to share with you, just keep getting paint. What I want to share with you is that this one is curving in just a little bit. All right, so then this is scoops because there's a curve in the petal. So if you kind of turn it a little bit, it'll give you the illusion of that. And every time I leave from here, I'm getting more yellow, more red. All right. So there's all kinds of colors. Whatever color you put in here, you're going to take and make the lighter, usually the center color. And then the darker on the outside. So that could be purple or pink like the one I just showed you. All right, so this is curving over. Can you see how if you slide out, then you take and curve it over, then you're seeing that scoop. Be sure, guys, that you subscribe while you're watching me so that you know anytime I'm coming on, and it helps me to be able to stay on YouTube more and give you more lessons. This is the second layer back here. All right. And anything that's behind that center needs to go in now. And anytime you're losing color, you just come right back in here and pick up fresh paint. Okay. So it's just little layers of petals. Look, so I push, go to a point, slide back down. Mm, here. So you want to cover those back petals where they ended, right? So now these right here, I'm just going to push and pull down, push and pull down, push on the chisel and pull down, because these are just little peeps right here that are showing from behind this bud. You don't see the full petal. Okay. All right, so you see those layers. Now these I'm going to load more red, apple red. It's a brighter red than most reds. Okay, so I'm going to come up with the points. Point, point. Inside's got lots of those. Look, they curve around. Curve, curve. Chisel, chisel. All right, so one thing I can do is I loaded some more yellow, and I can come right in here and show you the yellow that's underneath. See, doesn't that look good? All right, so those red points are at the top, and the yellows coming from down here in the center of the flower. All right, so let's go back and get more yellow so that the red is just working it in. So the red is just on the tips. All right, so I'm going to come out here. Come out here. Now, so back here, just like up there, we are making these petals larger, and they're out here first, and then we work towards the center. See, out to a point, or it doesn't even have to be a point. So some of them aren't so pointed, but most of the pictures I've seen, they were. I'm just saying, if you see one that's kind of curved more than a point, doesn't mean that's not a dahlia. They're just a different variety. All right, I'm getting tons of paint. That might be something you're not used to. A lot of paint. And just go on Google Images and look at all the different colors that dahlias come in, okay? So I'll get a little bit more careful on these petals. See, I'm going in between those. All right, see, that's kind of muddy. I get fresh red, fresh yellow, so you can see it better. So every once in a while, wipe it off in the paper towel and start fresh again. Okay. In between the two. All right. All right. See, so this looks like it's leaned back. This looks like it's come forward. Just ignore that. All right. So dipping yellow, getting red. And then there's more gap between here. All right. So we're just coming in here and I'm not so tight. See how it's tight here? These, I'm coming with bigger space. Yeah, let more reveal and then less reveal. Okay. And I'm gonna wipe this off pretty good so I can get even more yellow. Okay, more yellow. And then let's come over here so we have a clean spot. That's why I tap it like that to spread out the color. So you have more areas. Now I just want this to be a little bit more yellow. A little bit more yellow. I thought I'd use a 16 for here, but the whole thing I was able to paint with a 12. All right. So the only thing that will make this look, let me get back here and touch a couple of those. The only thing that will make this look like it has more depth is to put some dark right in there. And I'm going to use a 6 flat. And we can even come in with some apple red with some green. All right, and just come in here a little bit. Yeah, it's just a little bit of depth there. Then I can come back and add yellow again. See, that just sets that center. Now I'm going to add the yellow back. See, isn't that pretty? All right, so now what happens, I'm going to go back to that 12 again. These are the Donna Dewberry signature brushes and the teaching brushes. So we've got all of that here. So since I have that bad spot here, I'll come right here. Okay, so now I'm going to I could put a little bit of red tones in here. There you go. So you see how quick I did that? It's just a little bit of citrus with yellow. And then I came back and touched a little bit of that dampened red. Okay. And so we have some little leaves on the side here, kind of like, I guess you'd call them calyx, that kind of come away from the bud. Just a little bit of those out here. All right. And then I'm going to take citrus, a teeny bit of that green, and maybe even a little bit of white with yellow. So you can multi-load the brush. Kind of pretty. That's a little bud. And so we've got our stem coming in here. Pull that stem down. Pull this stem down. And I'll go in there and get some of this classic green. Classic green. All right. And I really have not looked at the leaf for this, but a lot of leaves for that type of flower are like this. So if it's not, don't get me wrong, okay? All right, but they might be little ones along here. I just did a bunch for a wedding that had like moms and all that have that kind of leaf all down the stem. All right, so that color, you can use any other colors to achieve that, that Dahlia, which were like I showed you right here. See the yellows, And this is like a pink melon, or you could just use a lighter pink as you're doing that, and see they had less yellow in here. Okay, so there you go. That's how you get to it. And so it's one petal, that one petal all the way. That's like a daisy chisel petal. That's the look you can get for a center, and then build from that instead of that center. So rewatch this and rewatch this as you're trying to do the strokes, and freeze it and start it again. And that will help you get this look that we're looking for. Sound good? Thank you. I'll see you next time.